This is a really quick look under the hood at what we've built inside our OKR agent. And I think this is important because we've done some fabulous things here that are absolutely market leading. So I'm just going to take a look at phase 1 of 7 and the first couple of steps 1 through 8, where we're working with the OKRs. Now, there's a whole bunch of steps to this. I'm just going to take you through the first couple. Now, the important thing to note here is that, this agent harvests existing information. It doesn't hallucinate anything. It only takes the information that it is given to look at. It advises you. It doesn't make any decisions on your behalf. And it begins to build an agreed upon foundation that is residual, that will live on as you replicate this, as you go through your quarterly retrospectives and refreshes and so forth. And of course, it pauses at every step after it makes a suggestion and waits for your agreement or your decisions. So let's take a look at this. Again, just the first couple of steps. So for example, phase 1, step 1, it's going to create a long list of objectives. And of course, what it does is it harvests from all your existing documents. Now, the average client, you've got a strategy plan, you've got financial plans, you've got operational plans, you've got initiatives, you've got departmental statements, you've got team charters. All of these things have little fragments of your strategy in them. It's going to take a look at all of those and organize them into 4 perspectives and the 13 categories of objectives so that you've got a long list and you can see everything that's out there. Then it's going to organize them, as I said, into those perspectives and categories. And then it begins building that agreed upon foundation. Now, you can go back at any point in time. If you make a couple of decisions, don't like it, you go back 3 steps, it remembers, and it takes you right back there. But it begins to build that foundation. Now, at the end of this, you've got that long list that you've put together. It's now going to take the next step for you and make some suggestions about how to simplify it. So what it's going to do is consolidate what you've got. So in many cases, you'll have the same thing stated many times, right? So the overall objective eventually might be grow sales, but you've got grow sales in Texas, grow sales for product alpha, grow sales in region 1. So it'll consolidate them together so you can see all the like objectives. And then it's going to make recommendations or suggestions about how to simplify it. And of course, put it into our format, which is in the case of objectives, just looking at the verb and the outcome. So not long narratives, but those objectives that transcend time. Again, it's going to send that to you, those suggestions for you to refine it. And again, begin adding the next layer on that agreed upon foundation. Now, the next step, now you've got that simplified list, is it's going to take a look at other artifacts. So things like organization chart, job descriptions, previous organization, individuals' performance, etc. And based on those things, it's going to research what teams work, what teams don't work, who has what responsibility, what's been achieved and so forth, and make suggestions on whatever framework you want, whether it's rapid or RACID or a RACI, and you just want to know maybe just the owner or point person, whatever you want, it will begin to make you some suggestions about what that looks like. Again, it's going to send that to you for you to refine. But you can see what the agent's doing is it's taking away some of the sort of administrative burden and stuff that's pretty straightforward. So you just have to do the research. It does the research for you and comes up with those suggestions. So let's take a look at one more step as an example. So it's going to, in phase 1, step 4, it's going to take a look at your historic data, what information you actually report, and it's going to research those. What are the existing metrics, things that we know already exist? Now, those might be measures that you already look at in your monthly reports, in your board reports, and so on, but also any other spreadsheet that you feed to it. So departmental spreadsheets, team spreadsheets, whatever your knowledge base is, it's going to see what you've got out there. Many times, the best key result is not one that you've seen previously, but is already collected somewhere in the organization. If you want it, it will also stretch beyond what you've given it to give you best practice metrics, by industry, by function, by issue, and give you those. Now, the dilemma is you might not have that data, but it might be inspirational for you. And again, based on your refinement, it's going to add that next layer on that agreed to foundation. And of course, at this point, you can press a button and it will send it off to your OKR software tool. So one last step, would be, to take a look at existing data, give you suggestions about targets might be, and so forth. So the net is this tool, this agent we've put together, it covers the 7 common phases that we take you through, from capturing your strategy to running awesome quarterly retrospectives and refreshes and performance meetings. And you get to decide how much you want to use the agent and how much you're going to use us, PM2's, in augmenting the agent, or the agent augmenting us, to support what you want as you build your OKRs out. As you can see, you've got a fair amount of choices in how you use this tool. So call us. We're happy to talk you through the best way to use our consultants and the agent to help you get those objectives faster, better, cheaper, to run quarterly retrospectives way more effectively. We'd love to have a chat with you. Thanks for your time.